Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Srivas Adi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare what's that mantra? Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please excuse me, I was just adding another quote for the translators, because it's a gem and we always want to record a gem, keep a gem when we get hold of one, don't we? Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll start again with the right Maha Mantras. Panchatattva Maha Mantra and then Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Srivas Adi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. And Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha. Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Avaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvije Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. All right, so the devotees are coming together, including our Russian translator in the snow of Latvia. Today is thick snow in Latvia, and today here is rain and cold. So the winter is returning, but it is warm with the devotees' presence. All right, so dear devotees are coming together, and to everybody who's here, everyone who will join us, and everyone who has seen the recorded version, then a big welcome. And Devashis Prabhu has given us a very good title for this week, topic for this week, and I get it the right way around, I'll get the wording right. Perfect Master, Perfect Disciple. So first of all, Devashis Prabhu, Dandavat.
Maharaj.
And behind Devashis Prabhu is a Shikshastakam on that notice board behind his head.
That's
so
correct.
When we see Devashis Prabhu, we are automatically reminded of Mahaprabhu's message about the holy name, about how to chant the holy name, and where the holy name will take us. Jai. So Devashis Prabhu, you've given this title, and I'll steal your first words. Devashish's first words are almost certainly the perfect master, Srila Guru Maharaj. The perfect disciple, Srila Govinda Maharaj.
Actually, Maharaj, I was thinking that Srila Govinda Maharaj is both the perfect master and the perfect disciple.
I'm sure you were. That was just the starting line. And and Guru Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Yes.
Naturally. But as we have been observing Gurudev's disappearance day just a few days ago, I thought of course, my thoughts were entirely about him at the moment. So, and we saw that at Udaran Prabhu, he asked me, have I got anything that I'm going to read today for the translators and so on? But I thought this isn't something that we can read about. This is something that we can only feel in ourselves, in our hearts, that this is the case. And I also thought it's very great because there must be so many devotees here this evening who can contribute to that, because everyone has some experience and some feeling in their heart about their time with Srila Gurudev, with Srila Govinda Maharaj. And I just want to say really that when we first came to Guru Maharaj, and at least in my case, totally unaware of who was who and what was what or anything of the kind, but we noticed that Srila Govinda Maharaj, who was then white clad, that he was always with Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj always relying on him for everything, in fact, really, and not making any kind of important decision without consulting with Srila Govinda Maharaj. And Srila Govinda Maharaj always there in the background, and not always, never pushing himself to the front in those days at all. Not that he ever did, but before he accepted the chair of the Acharya. And we never, myself especially, just being a boy and not knowing anything about anything, and I didn't know that he was Guru Maharaj's chosen successor. I didn't know anything, but I knew that from my own observation that Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, had some very special affection for him that was different to everybody else. And Srila Govinda Maharaj also, some relationship with him, of course, as a disciple to his master, but there was something more than that. Some other relationship was there, a more relaxed, friendly kind of relationship that we only know by watching that, by seeing that. And we see that Srila Guru Maharaj was always looking to Srila Govinda Maharaj for make anything, whatever he was trying to decide, he wants to see what Srila Govinda Maharaj has to say. And if Srila Govinda Maharaj isn't there for any reason, if he's out of the mott somewhere doing something, or in Calcutta or somewhere like that, then Guru Maharaj is not making any decision till he returns, always deferring to him, waiting for him to come. And we noticed that quite early on, that was this kind of relationship. But Srila Gurudev always, at the same time, so self-effacing, and always looking after the devotees, not ever showing any kind of air of being superior to anybody, which of course he was in every way, but he never behaved in that way. He always behaved as if we were all, the VIP guests, and he was there to serve us. And it's almost shameful for us to admit it, but that was his relationship with us when we first came there. He's looking after us, and sometimes literally, sometimes physically looking after us. He was acting with me like he was my doctor, giving me when I was ill, giving me medicine, giving me everything that I needed, even applying with his own hand sometimes some ointment or something that needed to be given, and also always very eager to try and bring everyone to the lotus feet of Guru Maharaj. That was very evident indeed. And even, behind closed doors, which we weren't always privy to what was happening behind closed doors, but we understand that, Guru Maharaj would say, "Oh, I'm not feeling so well today. I don't think I can speak with the devotees that have come," and Srila Gurudev would say, "Maharaj, just 5 minutes. They've come from so far. Please just sit with them 5 minutes. You don't even have to say anything. Just sit with them for 5 minutes." And, persuaded by that, Guru Maharaj would come and sit, and inevitably someone would ask a question, or even he would say, "Does anyone have a question?" And then he would begin speaking, and that would become animated in so many ways. And that 5 minutes that he'd agreed to became sometimes 2 hours, and he's giving some high Siddhanta, perfect conclusions of devotional service to us, and we're hearing things that we've never heard before in our lives, and we're so blessed. And really, in the background was his perfect disciple, Srila Govinda Maharaj, like engineering all of that, if you like, making that possible for us. And even that Srila Guru Maharaj would accept us as disciples, I think in one sense that came as a bit of a shock to Guru Maharaj, that so many Western devotees suddenly were there wanting his connection. And he himself said to Srila Govinda Maharaj, I'm at the fag end of my life. How much help can I give them? And what will happen when I'm not here anymore? Who will look after them then? So he was reluctant to give his connection for that reason. And Srila Govinda Maharaj said, no, Maharaj, if you accept them, I will look after them when you're gone. And really, because of that, Srila Guru Maharaj agreed to accept us as his disciples. And everyone knows so many things, that their relationship with Guru Maharaj and with Guru Dev, that they would have, they had a very intimate relationship. Guru Maharaj training Srila Govinda Maharaj for over 40 years to accept the position and chair of the president Acharya of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, and establishing that in a completely unprecedented way. There's no really any record of any spiritual master establishing his disciple in his lifetime. Normally, that when the spiritual master passes away, then the leading disciple, or whoever it may be, becomes the guru. But in Srila Guru Maharaj's case, he wanted to establish that in his own lifetime. And only we can remember, we're reminded of Maharaj Dasharat wanting to establish Ramchandra as the Yuvaraj, as the king, even while he lived. And that we can think Guru Maharaj's desire was something like that he would try to do that. And so he made so many arrangements for that to happen. So very cleverly he did that. It's notable that Guru Maharaj didn't give sannyas to any of his own disciples, Indian disciples. He gave sannyas to his godbrothers. He gave sannyas to his godbrothers' disciples. And he gave sannyas to many of Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj's disciples that came to him, Western disciples. But his own disciples in India, no one, only Srila Govinda Maharaj. And that was purposeful, so that there could be no contention. That in those days, it probably still is today, but the Indian law was, if a guru has an ashram and any property like that, then at the time of his passing, his sannyas disciple will inherit that. So Srila Guru Maharaj very purposefully only gave sannyas to Srila Govinda Maharaj for that reason, and also established him on the chair 3 years before his passing, which also in Indian law, if something is established for 3 years, it is considered to be irrevocable after that. So all of these things Srila Guru Maharaj thought about carefully and finally made that happen. And we see in the case of Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj really didn't want to take that chair. He really didn't want to be the guru. He didn't want that. And he asked Guru Maharaj many times, you make somebody else your successor Acharya, and I will serve them. I'll be more happy if you do that. But Guru Maharaj was adamant, no, it must be you. It must be you. And finally he said, and if you won't do this, if you won't take this chair, then I can give the deities to Puri Maharaj, and I can shut her up and close the temple. I can do that and leave this world. And finally, Srila Govinda Maharaj, just give me more time. But finally, Guru Maharaj said, no, it must be now. And Srila Gurudev said, all right, Maharaj, I am your goat. You can cut my tail or you can cut my throat. Whatever you like, you can do. I'm ready for that. And that next day, Bahulastami, the day before Srila Sridhar Maharaj's appearance day, the day of the manifestation of Radha Kund in Vrindavan by Mahaprabhu, that day Srila Gurudev was given sannyas. And, I was just a young kid then at that time. And actually, I had no idea any of this was going on, really. I was there, but because it was the festival, Guru Maharaj sent me with my godbrother Purnananda. He sent us that morning, he sent us to Calcutta to buy flowers at the flower market. So we went on the train, first train in the morning to Calcutta. And when we arrived back with these huge baskets of marigolds, then already Srila Gurudev had taken sannyas. And we missed all of, or at least myself and Purnananda, we missed all of that. We didn't see any of it. But we did see Srila Gurudev take the chair. In fact, Srila Guru Maharaj, the chair that he would sit in when giving lectures, often outside of his room, Srila Guru Maharaj taking Srila Govinda Maharaj by the hand and actually physically making him sit in that chair. And there, Srila Govinda Maharaj gave a very beautiful talk to all the devotees. And he said, usually Tridandi Sannyas means Kai Manovakya, that means words, deeds, thoughts. Those are the three dandas that we dedicate to the service of the Lord at the time of sannyas. And Gurudev said, but my sannyas is my Guru Maharaj's deity, my Guru Maharaj's mission, and my Guru Maharaj's devotees. I promise to serve all of those. And that is my Tridandi sannyas. And also he said at that time, and you should all consider me like the garbage can of this temple. Any problem, any rubbish, anything you can give to me. And I forget the entirety of that. It's probably recorded. But I remember it was like really heart-wrenching talk that he gave. And Guru Maharaj also saying, from this day onwards, he will be the acharya here. I'm retiring from that. He will give Harinam, he will give Diksha, he will give sannyas, everything he'll give from now on. And if you have any love for me, then you will accept this. And we did, we accepted that. But many of us, we didn't know really Srila Govinda Maharaj. I was lucky that I had some association with him previous to that. And I always knew him as a very, jolly, affable, wonderful Vaishnava, playful and with a wonderful sense of humor and great dedication to Srila Guru Maharaj. He would say, Guru Maharaj living in his zone, meaning up in his rooms upstairs, and we are living downstairs, and my duty is not to let any difficulty or any trouble or anything bad go upstairs. That's my duty, he would say. And from the very beginning we saw that. Why does Sridhar Maharaj call him Maharaj, even in white clad? And Guru Maharaj's reply was, because his service never leaves the Nirguna plane. So and he is a natural Paramahamsa, we heard Guru Maharaj say, and he's more qualified for this service than even I am, meaning the acharya of Chaitanya Saraswat Math and the carrier of the Rupanuga Dara, which was bestowed upon Srila Sridhar Maharaj by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur at his passing. So, we are so fortunate, and we have to say that we are so blessed that we had what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disciples did not have. They did not have many years association with Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. The disciples of Guru Maharaj, Western disciples, we had 6 years association with him, and we can say maximum that. And even the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, not hardly more than 10 years they had with him, but we have almost 25 years association with Srila Govinda Maharaj from the beginning, from our first meeting to his passing. Then that's something wonderful that no one else can say that they had. And so we can say, we hope that during that time we learned something about Krishna consciousness, and we learned something about what it means to be a disciple, because we saw Srila Govinda Maharaj giving that perfect example by his own life, by his own behavior, by his own teachings, everything for Guru Maharaj. We saw that he's the perfect disciple of Guru Maharaj, and also we can say that in his turn he became the perfect master. And every guru, every acharya, first and foremost, they're a disciple. That's a given, and that's their qualification for being a spiritual master, a teacher, a guru, is that they're a disciple. And so Srila Gurudev, he was the disciple of Srila Guru Maharaj, the perfect disciple of Srila Guru Maharaj, and therefore his qualification to be the perfect master. And we see how he dealt with everybody so wonderfully, so gently, so expertly, and everything came to him. Srila Guru Maharaj said, you don't have to chase money, money will come chasing after you. And we saw that. And he could manage the whole worldwide mission just with a few words. There may have been so much contention, and there was during that time, in some countries, two different groups, and with their own temples, their own centers, and not cooperating with one another. But somehow Gurudev was able to harmonize them, harmonize everybody, harmonize everyone under the umbrella of the service of Srila Guru Maharaj, and rarely giving any chastisement to anyone, even not giving any order to anyone. In fact, he would say, I'm not giving any, I'm not ordering my any disciple to do anything, because if they can't do it, then that must be Guru Aparad, if they won't do it. And I do not want them to, suffer the consequence of Guru Aparad. That is a serious thing. So I'm not asking anyone. So we see the few disciples that he did ask to do this or to do that, the few disciples who he would give some chastisement to, they were the very fortunate disciples that he had most trust in them. At the same time, he would never compromise with Maya in any way, never compromise, always straightforward, always his instruction always perfect, his instruction always nourishing, and always pushing us to be more than we were, to want to serve him, to want to satisfy him more and more and more. And always just by affection, not by any kind of force or coercion or any diktat or anything, but by affection. By giving affection and drawing affection from us all, we saw this way he was our perfect master. I can say that. I feel that, and all those, and I can say, I'm sure that all those who had his connection felt that also. So I just wanted to say those, a few words about Srila Govinda Maharaj in that respect. Srila Govinda Maharaj, the perfect master and the perfect disciple of his Guru. So, and I think, I can't see who's here with us tonight, but certainly Srila Madhusudan Maharaj will have much to say in this regard, and I'm sure there are others who are with us that were intimately connected with Srila Gurudev that will be able to give something that will give some joy to us, some joy to our hearts this evening. So Maharaj, back to you for now. Thank you all.
Jai Sripad Devashis Prabhu ki Jai, and of course Jai Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki Jai, Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai, Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga ki Jai, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Well, I'm very happy to hear from Devashifu, and actually I'm very happy if Devashifu continues to speak for the rest of the program, because actually we have been speaking a lot these last few days, but everything is fresh about Gurudev, and with Gurudev in the center of our thoughts, with his disappearance, just as we said 2 days ago, and even it was 1 day ago for some. I mean, it's the mood has been continuing very much. And there are just a couple of things, and I do have just a couple of excerpts which I just would like to read. And one of them is Srila Gurudev's own expression in one of his many compositions. And for the translators, it's the last in the link of text that I gave that for a possible translation, and now, of course, I have to find it after giving you the link. Oh dear. Oh, I've got it. So this is a translation from Srila Gurudev, and he made a Bengali composition, and it's called Chayoya, which means desire. And so the Bengali, I'll read you the translations, but I'll read you the first verse in Bengali. It is, Ami chai na hote e jagatera swarajya dandadhara. Ami chai na hote mukti patera navina nyasivara. So some of you may have the gist of that meaning in your thought, but I'll give you the translation here. So this is Srila Govinda Maharaj. I do not desire to be an autonomous king of this world. I do not desire to be an exalted young renunciant on the path to liberation. And then verse by verse, I may not have gone to Puri, to Gaya, to Kashi, or to Badrinath, and I may not have turned and come back. If in some lifetime I am able to be the servant of a Vaishnava, then all my desires will be fulfilled, brother, if I receive such a benediction. I do not want to attain liberation in hand. And who prays for enjoyment if they can, and who prays for enjoyment if they can attain the feet of a servitor of the feet of Gaura Hari? Then next verse, if Brahma comes to me with a ploy, or Indra offers me his capital, he happens to be the king of heaven, okay? Or if Indra offers me his capital, I will indifferently turn them away as well. And what will Lakshmi Narayan give me? No desire for that arises in my heart either. Then the last line, Ami chai re sadhu sachi sutera sevaka charana rage. I desire only loving attachment to the feet of a servant of Mother Sachi's son. Hare Krishna.
Beautiful.
So we've been naturally like reading some of the compositions of Srila Gurudev and remembering Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, who would on Ekadashi days sometimes sing all of the compositions of Guru Maharaj. And so remembering that, and then with Gurudev's disappearance recently, we're thinking, oh, it would be so nice to collect all his compositions and sing those all on a special day, like his disappearance day. So we've been catching also a glimpse of Srila Gurudev's mood through his compositions, as well as through the one-on-one, the personal life of his divine grace. And there is another quote which I'd like to give, because we are thinking very much about each of the spiritual masters when Devashis Prabhu gave this title of the perfect master and perfect disciple. And Srila Guru Maharaj is giving some description about Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and explaining how the modern rishi is even more than the ancient rishis. So if I could just pick this up, 1 second, London. All right, so this is excerpt 7 for the translators. So this is Srila Guru Maharaj regarding Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So Srila Guru Maharaj is saying, the present acharyas do not have a lesser position than the former rishis. They have a greater position. They have to give to the public a higher conception of theism. We may think of them to be modern, but at the same time, if we consider what Mahaprabhu gave and what the Bhagavatam has given as a more developed condition of theism than what the Upanishads and Vedas have given in previous days. If we realize this, that what Mahaprabhu and Bhagavatam have given is more than the ancient rishis, then if we realize this, then we must give the position of importance to the acharya of full-fledged theism. In other words, the recent acharyas. Otherwise, we are all hypocrites. If we can think that the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Dev and the full-fledged theism, as told by Prabhupada, referring to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Remember, this is Srila Guru Maharaj speaking. So if we can think that the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Dev and the full-fledged theism, as told by Prabhupada, is the highest, and the Bhagavat is the highest development of theism, then what Prabhupada said has got reality. That is true. That cannot but be true. Whatever is felt, any more, any single division, that is generally bona fide. That is the only truth. I cannot think that the revealed truth means that thousands and thousands of years back it was only revealed to some rishi or so, and that it cannot be revealed at present. At any time the revelation may come to support this highest form of theism, whatever the revelation, exclamation mark. This is helping to put into context who is Srila Guru Maharaj, who is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who he is referring to, who is Srila Gurudev, who is giving us Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev and his own revelations, his own understanding. And Devashis Prabhu has given, of course, wonderful descriptions on a personal basis of our observations of Srila Govinda Maharaj, our observations of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, our observations of Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj. But we are observers. And Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, he's been given the certificate by Srila Guru Maharaj and by Srila Prabhupada and by Srila Guru Maharaj's godbrothers, Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev's godbrothers, who all gave their grace to Srila Govinda Maharaj. So we are living in a time where the full-fledged theism is coming from these greatest acharyas, and they are the perfect disciples of, in turn, their masters. And they are the perfect masters to distribute that. So when we think of the perfect master and the perfect disciple, we can go back generation by generation. And then back Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur as the perfect disciple of Srila Gaur Das Babaji Maharaj and the perfect disciple of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And in this way, we have the living current where we are not to be hypocrites, but we are to be the opposite. We must give all honor to what is coming from the present. As Guru Maharaj said, we're thinking they are the modern acharyas, but what they are giving is more than what was given before, and their position, therefore, is more. So some wonderful things. And I'm just looking to see in view, Kum Kum Devi dasi is here, and as I think most of you know, she is blessed with Srila Prabhupada's association, as well as Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev's association. And we can invite Kum Kum Devi to say also, doesn't have to be a few words, you can say a whole heartful for the devotees. And I mean, on the heartful side, I can just say that what Devashish Prabhu was saying all along, I can just say, as the British say, hear, hear. In the British government, the ministers, they say, hear, hear, when somebody says something which is they agree with, because it was very much the personal relationship of Srila Gurudev distributing depth, the depth of the sampradaya, the depth of the line. And we were witness, as was Devashish Prabhu, to these stages of Srila Gurudev's adjustment as the perfect disciple, but adjustment according to the savor that was required. And as Guru Maharaj predicted, and as he told that Srila Gurudev, we are sure that he will fully present his teachings and present the whole world with the wealth of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. Kum Kum Devi dasi, kindly.
My dandavat to you, Maharaj, and Devashish Prabhu, and all of the exalted Vaishnavas are here contemplating these topics. Such an inspiring thing to think of. And we are always thinking, as Devashish Prabhu was explaining, that just the very observance of the way Srila Gurudev responded to Srila Guru Maharaj, whom we had known before as an acharya, but then when we saw this is how a servitor acts towards such an acharya, because it was self-evident. And this was before we even had a good understanding of what is true love in this world. But the way he would serve him was not submission or servitude in the sense of in this world, where a servant means someone who is basically being beat up and downtrodden. But why is he so extremely exuberant in his service? And it's because of this pure love. And when I was reading, after I heard this topic, and I was reading then in Bhagavad Gita, in the 10th chapter, in the Hidden Treasure, Srila Guru Maharaj explains part of the, in a comment on the 8th verse, he's quoting from the Kathopanishad, and he says, the Lord cannot be known by logic, intelligence, or extensive study of the scriptures, but he reveals himself to one who is eager to serve him and prays to him for his grace. And then Guru Maharaj continues, in this way, Mata Sarvam Pravartate, I am the first to reveal to the people, worship me in this way. I appear as Guru, and through him, I worship myself. So this is a bit of a clue as to why our experience of observing how the perfect servitor to the perfect master appears to have so much pure love all love is coming from Krishna, whether we realize that it's it's divine or not. Even if we're thinking of in this world we know as, you know, the romantic love between two young people, or the love that parents will feel, and they so much desire to have a child or many children and to care for them. It's always sacrifice involved to make this very nice. But how does it become divine and completely sublime? And for that, we get the example of even the most casual observances of the way Srila Gurudev would be serving Srila Guru Maharaj. We see the pictures, and sometimes we got to see him standing and confidently, but with complete humility, ensuring that Guru Maharaj's will and his desire would be prevalent everywhere. And so I also was able to see one time a very sweet example coming from Srila Gurudev to describe the perfect servant. And we were in his veranda in Navadvip one morning, and for many of us, we were coming from a different time zone, and it was very easy to be present for his darshan at early hours, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. And two of his very important servitors were not yet there. And we know that's because they're serving nonstop. And Srila Gurudev asked for them, and somebody mentioned they're not yet here. They'll be coming shortly. And Gurudev was pensive, and he said their names, and he said, just see, they are always deprived of sleep. They never eat proper prasadam. Everyone is always criticizing them, and their guru is always giving them difficulties. And the bad news is what we are practicing, this will be our result. And then he said, and the good news is that what we are practicing, this will be our result. And so he very perfectly showed us the difference in mundane servitude compared to divine servitude, and mundane love compared to divine love. And so when the servant is acting like that, it's not a difficulty. There may be some bodily limitations sometimes, it's only practical, but actually such a loving relationship means there will always be complete enthusiasm, because that taste of love can't be beat no matter what else is going on. We're very fortunate.
Jai.
Beautiful. I was getting nervous there. I wonder what you're going to say, and how beautiful you expressed that. Hare
I also remember that, and I try to say it carefully.
Perfectly expressed. And we can invite Subhasini Didi also. She's here, and she again a direct associate of Srila Gurudev, a direct recipient of Gurudev's mercy. But we may be gently putting her on the spot. If you like, I can just share a couple of minutes things while she prepares, because there is also the theme of the aspiration to be a good devotee, to be a perfect disciple. And so first, because I'm in Italy, I came across this, which I don't forget about, but it comes now and again that we're reminded that Krishna Kanta Devi here in Italy, one of the 5 pillars of the ashram here, she gave the preface to the book Bhagavat Darshan by Srila Gurudev, that was compiled by Shuta Shava Prabhu, who became Vaishnava Maharaj. And this is very short excerpt, but it's the aspiration to be a perfect devotee of a perfect master. So she's writing, suddenly my Gurudev appeared in front of me. Now, after she's been searching for guidance. And then suddenly my Gurudev appeared in front of me and my life changed completely. Here is what I was looking for. Here is the cause that I was looking for. The absolute cause, the perfect cause, the fulfillment of my life. What a relief. Where have I been all this time? How could I live? What a waste of time. So now I am here, imperfectly trying to follow the perfect path through the help of the perfect Master. What more can I ask from my life? Only that by the mercy of the Vaishnavas, my attempt will become perfect. Please help me to become a perfect servant of my Gurudev. This is my prayer to you all forever. Krishna Kanta Devi Dasi. So we are representing her prayer. She made that prayer to you all forever. So I think we're justified in repeating that here. Yes, Subhasini Devi Dasi, kindly some sharing from your heart to us all. Your microphone, click, yes.
Dandavats Maharaj, Dandavats to all the Vaishnavas here. I was so eager to hear about Gurudev from all of you, and it's so wonderful to hear everyone. Actually, when you were reading the song Gurudev composed, I was also reminded of another one Gurudev composed when he was, you may tell the history, Maharaj, I don't know. It's Ami Gurudas Nahi Anya, this song. And so when you were talking, I just looked at it, and then I have that. And if it is okay, then I can read that if it's all right.
It is very okay, Subhasini Devi.
Okay. Maybe I can just read the translation. This is a song Gurudev composed long back. It's Ami Gurudas Nahi Anya. I'm Guru's slave, nothing else. So, and maybe I can just read the translation if it is, the time. I will walk the 14 worlds doing service and awakening everyone to their true selves. I will go taking into my hand the banner of divine love, which I will decorate with the sign of true self. I will give up all kinds of religion, will grind into powder knowledge, gyan, and action, karma. I will make a huge palace for devotion, bhakti. I am Guru's slave, nothing else. I will beat a drum, making a great sound everywhere in the world. I will dispel all quarrel and fear. I will carry to the whole of material universe the Ganges waters of devotion, bhakti. Pleasing Hari, I attain virtue. Serving the respectable persons and the uncivilized, as well as the savage mlechas, I will attain the strength for service to Krishna. I will embark everybody onto the boat of Goloka, and I will vacate the earth. I will apply all power of Gurupad and hoist the sail by the strength of chanting of the holy names. If Mahamaya deceives with her illusions, and I will cut that asunder. Everyone will introduce themselves to all, and will attain the nectarian true self. They will worship Sri Hari, will chant Jai, Jai. Seeing this, I will become successful. I am Guru's slave, nothing else. So this is the prayer by Srila Gurudev. So wonderful. So to hear. So we've been so fortunate to come to the lotus feet of Gurudev, wonderful master, and who captured us all with his affection and love. And so if we don't, like, I always remember this line, Yogyata Vichare Kichuna Hipas Tomara Karuna Sar. So we are actually, his mercy is everything for us. So we just pray that we will continue to be, to whatever capacity, how little, to be connected with him in a little way, some service connection. So that will be our great fortune if we can be able to do at least a small service to him, to his servitors, to his associates. So that will be our fortune. So that's all, Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Govinda. Yes, Devashis Prabhu.
Yeah, Maharaj, what can we say more? Who else? Maybe someone else can say something, maybe. Is Saraswati Devi there?
I don't think so. She wasn't. But I know she's very busy. But Chaitanya Mayi Devi is here, and I know she's on translation duty. But she can flick the switch to English and then say a few words, because she is another first-hand witness of Gurudev's nature and grace, and how he is the perfect disciple of the perfect master.
Yes. Good. Yes.
Am I in English already?
Yes, well, in English, yes.
Maharaj Ji, what can I say? The only thing I can say is that unbelievable. It's unbelievable that Srila Gurudev accepted me as his totally unqualified servant. And the greatest fortune that I had to be accepted to stay in Navadip for a while and being able to serve him, even maybe not directly when he was there, but even like cleaning his room when he was not there. I cannot believe what a great opportunity. I can only say that Srila Gurudeva is the most exalted, merciful Vaishnava I ever met. I often think, I don't know who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Lord, who is Sri Krishna. I can only, when I think of them, I can only think of a drawing, a painting, an image somebody painted. But when I think of Srila Gurudeva, I really see divine. I really see a divine being. Not because I didn't see him as a human walking in this planet. I saw him coughing. I saw him, saying, now I have no breath. So we know he was there in front of us as a human. But at the same time, we could feel his divinity. And I can only say that I can feel he is divine because he brought me into this mission, into this conception that I never knew about, and I incredibly accepted, being from a completely different culture. He showed me that this is the truth. And how can you, even today, I'm very surprised to when I think of that, Gurudeva brought me into this truth, and he's keeping me in this, even though I can never understand what is the truth, but he somehow revealed something to me by touching my heart. And I believe in Krishna, in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, never heard of them or cannot even imagine who they are, but I saw Srila Gurudeva, and through him, I believe in all this, and I know that this is all true, just by his presence in my life, and he's always taking care of me. I don't know why. I do nothing. I'm so, Maharaj. And but I can feel he's always taking care of me, and for some reason he wants to keep me in this. And this is full mercy and full power. That's what I can say now.
Yeah.
Jai Srila Gurudev ki Jai.
Gurudev.
And Kirtina, would you like to say a few words?
Dandavat Madhusudan.
Dan Kirtina Didi in Norway, and she's...
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm sorry for my lack of Vaishnava etiquette. I'm too shy to speak, I think, Madhusudan Maharaj.
It's all right. It's also a perfect expression, Kirtina Didi. We are happy to know you are here. And it is sometimes also difficult. What will we say when we come to be asked to describe about Gurudev?
Yes.
So Kirtina Didi, don't worry. If you have a word or two, we're happy. But otherwise, we can feel your heart happily also.
Thank you. Dandavat.
Dandavat. And Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj have given us the aspiration to want to be a good disciple, a good student, because they're always emphasizing about our masters, that we've got the best masters. We've got these pure masters who come to give us the highest things. And so now, as Gurudev would say, we need to utilize our fortune. And I do have another just short excerpt, because it's this idea that we need to hope for this. And why should we hope to be a good student? Because it's not a case of passing an exam and trying to beat others to get better marks. Not that kind of being a good student, but a good student to change our life, to allow us to come back home, back to our beautiful land of sweetness and beauty. So it's a very short quote. It's from Srila Gurudev. And again, Srila Gurudev giving us so much encouragement in our faith and in our aspiration. And it's excerpt number 5 for the translators. So it's from the book Benedictine Tree, Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj saying, what we need are good friends and association. Then we can proceed happily. And the other factor is that if our surrender is perfect, then from the upper level, faith will come to us and protect us. If someone is fully surrendered to Krishna in his form as Guru or Sadhu, then Krishna will certainly protect him. He, Krishna, must protect him. And then just a little bit more. A teacher is always necessary, whether we reach a very junior class, a senior class, or a higher class. Even if we want to eat something, there also a teacher is necessary. Guidance is always necessary. Guidance is always good for everyone. Hare Krishna. So this is some of the topics in looking at it in different ways on this theme given to us today by Sripad Devashis Prabhu. Perfect master, perfect disciple. Devashis Prabhu.
Yes, Maharaj. So just before we finish up, I just wanted to say one more thing, and that is that maybe some of the devotees here who never got to meet Srila Gurudev in person or Srila Sridhar Maharaj in person, they're thinking, oh, we didn't meet them, we were so unfortunate. But I will say, really, that you can know a person by their sons and daughters. And we see that in the disciples of Srila Gurudev and the disciples of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, so many good qualities that they've imbibed from their masters. And so it's not just a question of we're being all nostalgic and living in the past and all of these things, but we live to try to walk in their footsteps, and we live to try and follow their instruction. And so you shouldn't think that, oh, they're not in the world anymore. What is there for me? I didn't meet them. You can find them in their disciples, in their sons and daughters, and especially you can find in Madhusudan Maharaj so many good qualities of that he's imbibed from Srila Gurudev. Srila Gurudev had so much faith in him. Then if you give your faith to him, you will not go astray. That's all I want to say to finish here. And we want to say a big Jai Vishnupad to Srila Gurudev, Jagat Guru, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai, Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai, Vaishnava Brinda Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Brinda Ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj Ki Jai, Kol Kartel Ki Jai, Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo,
Jai Sripad Devashis, Prabhu.
Kripa Sindhu Bheva Patitanam Pavane Bhyo, Vaishnave Bhyo Namo Namaha.
And Jai Sripad Devashis Prabhu Ki Jai, and all the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Brinda Ki Jai, and Anant Koti Vaishnava Brinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
And to all the beautiful devotees here, beautiful-hearted devotees gathered here on 2 screens of my computer. So lots of devotees happily in the association of you all. Vanchakapatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dandavat, Dandavat, Amra Ashti, and appreciation to everyone, and of course, especially our translators, Chaitanya Mayi Devi Dasi, Hari Gopal Prabhu, and to Kum Kum Devi Dasi, to Subhasini Devi Dasi, to Kirtida Didi, all of you revealing your devotional hearts, and our West London Temple, East London Temple, devotees around and about, and all of us connected with London, and William is here from England also, and so many devotees nearby. All assembled in London today with you, Devashish Prabhu, and with you all there in the West London Temple. Nitai Premanandi, Hari. And there is Saraswati, I think, just for a second. There's Saraswati, she joined. Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.